Hello everybody. This is Dr. M. Meenalochini, Assistant Professor, Department of AAA, King's College of Engineering. The topic of my session is pick interrupts. So before going in detail into interrupts, let us see how does the processor know to get the required information from any external device or any external system. So this can be performed using two methods. One is by means of polling and second one is using interrupts. Polling. So polling is actually a process where the microcontroller will be continuously accessing an external device if it is present or if it requires servicing. So this time period for polling is determined by the user, and the main disadvantage of polling is that the processor spends most of its time in checking the external device, presence of any external device. So it's actually a waste of time. Interrupt is another method where any external device it can send the signal to the processor so that it requires immediate attention. So the interrupt is asking the processor so that it can stop its current program execution and it can execute a special code for any interrupt. Basically, there are two types of interrupts. One is software interrupt, another one is hardware interrupt. So software interrupts. So these type of interrupts come from a program that can be run by the processor itself. For example, procedure. Whenever there is a procedure call, the processor, it will be stopping its current execution and it will be starting to execute a procedure which is stored in a memory. Okay, and after executing that procedure, it will be returning back to the main program and then it will be continuing its execution. So this is an example of software interrupt. So thus interrupt can be given as a software code in the program itself. Next type is hardware. So the hardware interrupts, they are used by the external devices through hardware mode by sending a signal in the hardware pin of the microprocessor or controller. So this interrupts can be blocked, which is known as masking. So which means whenever an interrupt is masked or blocked, the processor will not be executing it. We'll be having special instructions that can be used for blocking any particular interrupt. So there are some interrupts which cannot be blocked. Usually uh, power interrupts, that is are given as high priority so that they cannot be blocked and they'll be serviced always. So these are used to report critical hardware issues such as voltage drop. So this voltage drop cannot be neglected or cannot be blocked. So this voltage drop is always given a high priority and it is coming under the category of non-blocking interrupt. So pick interrupts. So we are going to see what are all the available interrupts in PIC microcontroller. That is, different versions of PIC will be having some slight variations. So what are all the possible PIC interrupts? We'll be going in the forthcoming slides. So the first one is EEIF. So IF always stands for interrupt flag because interrupt it is considered as a flag bit. That is, one bit is assigned for each and every interrupt. Okay. EEIF, EEPROM, write operation interrupt flag is the expansion for that interrupt. So this interrupt is particularly used to show that writing process in the EEPROM is completed. So after completing the writing process, this interrupt is raised. Okay. Second one, PSPIF, which stands for Parallel Slave Port Read or Write Interrupt Flag. So this interrupt flag will be happening whenever port D is utilized. So this flag is designed which informs that operation of either reading or writing to and from port D is ended. The next type of interrupt is ADIF, A to D converter interrupt flag. So this is associated with the analog to digital converter which converts analog into digital signals. So this flag bit is set whenever any A to D conversion is happening there, and if it is completed, this flag is raised. The next one is RCIF, USART Receive Interrupt Flag. USART stands for Universal Synchronous Asynchronous Receiver and Transmitter Unit. So in this unit, this flag is used. So whenever it is used as a receiver, this flag is raised. So the flag RCIF marks the end of receiving any particular information. TXIF, in the same manner, for transmission will be having another flag. It also appears in the USART unit whenever it is used as a transmitter. To differentiate the USART when it is functioning as a transmitter and when it is functioning as a receiver, these two flags are used. Okay, so this flag indicates that the transmitter is ready to receive the data. Next one is SSPIF, Synchronous Serial Port Interrupt Flag. So this appears in the Master Synchronous Serial Port module, MSSP module, and it is a serial interface used for serial communication with other external peripherals. Okay, so these peripherals may be either EEPROMs or shift registers or drivers, A to D converters, etc. Next one is CCP1 interrupt flag. So this appears in the capture or compare module. Next one is TMR2IF, timer 2 interrupt flag. So in the timer 2 module, this flag is raised. So it indicates the end of counting that the timer has performed. Timer 1 overflow interrupt flag. So this appears in the timer 1 module. Okay. So here also usually the timer 1 register increments from 0000 to FFFF. So whenever this interrupt if enabled, it is generated when an overflow occurs. Next one is CCP2 interrupt flag. So this flag also appears in the capture or compare module. Next one is bus collision interrupt flag. So it is used in master synchronous serial port MSSP module. So here also it is a serial interface. It is used for communicating with other peripheral devices. So if any collision is there, it is indicated by this flag. Next one is INTF or RB0 bar INT, external interrupt flag. This is an external interrupt. So universal external interrupt flag. This can appear through the RB0 pin of port B. So port 0, that is actually RB0, that is the pin of port B. So when port B is set as an input, uh, this interrupt can be given to that RB0 pin to indicate any external devices requesting their service. Next one, RBIF, RB port change interrupt flag. So this flag will be set if any one of the pins RB4 to RB7. So totally RB0 to RB7 pins are there. Among that RB4 to RB7 pins, if any of these pins change their state, at that time this flag will be set. So that's all about the basic interrupts of PIC microcontroller. Thank you.